I'm Mac McGinnis. I'm the commander of Robert H. Burns Post number 16 out of 12,000 American Legion posts. Number 16, think about that, formed in 1919. Welcome to all of you who showed up, took the time to come out here, even braving this cool weather, and I thank you. So we're going to get started. Those that can rise, I would ask you to stand, please. I would ask you to uncover as I read a brief prayer.
Okay, uncover.
Almighty God, Father of all mankind and Judge over nations, we pray Thee to guide our work in this meeting and in all our days. Send Thy peace to our nation and to all nations. Hasten the fulfillment of Thy promise of peace that shall have not end. I ask for our advancement of the colors by the St. Tammany Veterans Honor Guard.
Color guard, halt, left face, present arms.
Now I ask for the national anthem. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance to be done by our wonderful American Heritage girls.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Forward, arms, right face, forward, march.
Thank you, girls. Great job. And now, our second Vice Commander, Tom Bennon, over here on the right, the black chair. A POW MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs MIA still unaccounted for from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in the defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. You may be seated. In my efforts to try to pull this together, I don't have a really prepared speech, but I would like to just make a few comments. 80 years ago, World War II ended in September of 1945. Think about that. Today, we have amongst us, and I don't know if he's the only one here, but our intrepid, ever showing up at meetings whenever he can, Jim Robinson, 104-year-old World War II veteran and Korean War veteran. And Jim, Always a pleasure to see you. I would go. It would be amiss if I didn't mention your able Batman who brings you everywhere, Ben Motion, also a veteran. Thank you, Ben. Also, it is the 249th birthday of the Continental Army, the Continental Navy, and the Continental Marines. Actually, it's the 250th birthday of the Continental Army, Continental Navy, and Continental Marines. That makes it the 249th birthday of the United States Army, United States Navy, and United States Marine Corps. Look it up. So next year we got to do this all over again. So pass that along to you. And but this month, November specifically, and yesterday even more specifically, is recognized as the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And thank you. The Marine Corps League is here. Thank you, guys. We're moving along. I'm ready for Mr. Larry Rowling of the St. Tammany Parish Council. Would you like to come up and say a few words, please, sir?
Thank you, Matt. Real appreciate it. What a great day in Covington. It's absolutely beautiful out here today. Good morning, everyone. My name is Larry Rowling. I represent Covington on the St. Tammany Parish Council. And this is my district in the heart of historic Covington. So I'm so glad to be here. It is an honor to be here in Covington, a place where community, faith, and service run deep. Today we gather to thank the men and women who have worn our nation's uniform. Those who stood ready to defend our freedom, often at a great personal cost. Across St. Tammany Parish, our veterans are more than heroes in uniform. They're our neighbors, our teachers, our business owners, and our friends. Because of their courage, we enjoy the peace and liberty that defined our way of life. Their service reminds us that freedom isn't guaranteed. It's earned and protected by those willing to stand guard for others. As a community, let's honor their sacrifice, not just in words today, but with our actions every day, by supporting our veterans, listening to their stories, and teaching our children what service truly means. Also, I would love to honor my stepfather, George P. Bove. He served in the Navy, and we lost him this year. To all our veterans and their families, thank you for your courage, your sacrifice, and your love for your country. On behalf of myself, Parish President Mike Cooper, and the entire St. Tammany Parish Council, may God bless our veterans, God bless Covington, St. Tammany Parish, and God bless the United States. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your service here in Covington and St. Tammany Parish. Thank you.
A lot of people don't know that the American Legion isn't just Legionnaires made up of veterans, but it also has two other sub-chapters, at least Post 16 does, and some have three. So next we'd like to hear from the commander of the Sons of the American Legion, Scott Cousins.
Thank you, Commander Stack. I am the commander of the Sons of the American Legion. What we do is we bring in young men who are not yet members of veterans. We get veterans also who are sons of veterans. But the younger generation, we bring them in also. If any young man that is the son of a veteran, we like to bring them in. We can start showing them the things we do, the programs that we do. Hopefully when they get of age, they then become a veteran with Mac and those guys. But any of y'all that have sons that want to become part of us, please bring them over to us. Let me speak with them. We do a lot of programs. Matter of fact, on the 22nd, we will be going to the Veterans Home in Reserve. We'll be doing lunch with those guys. We do a lot of stuff like that. We just had a gumbo cook-off, raised money. We are putting all that money. We put money back in the community. We do scholarships, stuff like that. So please, any of y'all that has kids, all you veterans, bring them in to the Sons. For the young ladies, bring them to Miss Lucy and Miss Brenda. They can join the auxiliary. Thank you.
Thanks, Commander. I think the Sons of the American Legion here in Covington has upwards of 70 plus
Yes, sir.
members now. And the Legion, by the way, we're upwards of 375 and growing fast. I forgot to mention that the American Legion Post 16 here in Covington, when I was a commander 30 years ago, yes, I got recalled. We had 500 members. Most of them were World War II. Now we have about 375. We're growing. The second largest veterans post in the state of Louisiana. Only Shreveport, because of Barksdale Air Force Base. Thank you, Air Force. Outnumbers us at 800 plus members. Those statistics. Okay, next, we'd like to hear from the stalwart portion, if I said that word right, of the Legion, and that is the American Legion Auxiliary. So I would ask Miss Lucy Bennon to come up and say a few words about the auxiliary.
Okay, so instead of saying a few words of my own, I'm going to use the words of a young lady that attended Girls State, which is an auxiliary program in Mississippi. And she wrote this poem in honor of veterans. It's called Poppies on the Floor. When the war is done, we think of all we've won, the freedom we've earned, the lessons we've learned. We embrace our loved ones, fathers, brothers, sons. We're happy to have them home, tucked safely in our protective dome. But some are stuck in despair with a pain that they struggle to bear. They can't embrace their loved ones, fathers, brothers, sons. For them we throw parties and parades. To them we dedicate whole holidays. But then we stop our celebrations. We return to our own situations. We turn our backs and close the door. We leave the poppies on the floor. They were meant to represent our loss. Now it's trash and going to be tossed. Why is it we let this happen? They fought while we were napping. Few enter the empty room and pray for the souls in the tomb. They carry those poppies with pride in memory of those who died. They remind us of sacrifices made, the people who fought in times of aid. Let's pick up the poppy flowers and carry them in all hours. We owe them our freedom after all. We owe them our future when we're big and tall. We thank those who fought in our wars by not leaving their poppies on the floor. This is by Madison Waters. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lucy. And I want to tell you that Lucy Bennon and Miss Brenda Ogden, the president of the auxiliary, are two of the most strongest people I've ever met in my life. I don't know how you guys do it. Thank you for keeping us veterans going. Thank you. Next, we'd like to hear from the Marine Corps League, specifically Matt Cole.
Yes, my name is Matt Cole. I'm with the Marine Corps League, Lance Corporal Justin D. McLeese Detachment, right here in Covington, named after one of Covington's own, Justin McLeese. His parents, Danny and Sharon, are here. Give us a wave, please. And there's no replacing a child, but they've gained now 80 strong sons and daughters that carry the name for Justin McLeese. I want to thank you all for being here in this weather. We appreciate you being out here and sacrificing your comfort to honor veterans. But it's a great time of a period of reflection for those who did serve and come home, like at the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir, the Battle of the Bulge, World War II, where our service members faced sub-freezing temperatures with less than adequate clothing. So keep that in mind, just like on those hot days when we're out here for Memorial Day and we think about those Vietnam veterans that had muggy, sweltering conditions. You know, it's a small price for us to sacrifice for this short period of time. So it is greatly appreciated. And for you veterans that are here, there's a challenge for all of you that if you are not a member of your American Legion, VFW, Disabled American Veterans, Marine Corps League, you need to be. It is more important now than ever that we are here to support each other because veterans are always there for veterans. And the best place to find that support is with your local veteran service organization. So keep that in mind. Please be active. I know things can get boring in meetings. Sometimes it's tough to make the sausage, but it tastes good when it's all done.
Thank you, Bob. Hard to follow that act, Marines. You got me laughing. Okay. Next, we'd like to hear from the Daughters of the American Revolution. Over we have Miss Bonnie Dennis to speak. And I would like to say, Bonnie, just before you start, if you don't mind, I was asked by the Covington Wharton chapter to let you know that the Covington Wharton chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution is going to be laying a wreath at the World War I monument in front of the old courthouse on Boston Street across from Buster's Seafood at 1100 hours, which, of course, World War I was the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month. So that's going to happen. So, Miss Bonnie, would you please come up and speak on behalf of the Daughters of the American Revolution?
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Bonnie Dennis, and I am the regent for the Pierre de Mandeville chapter of Daughters of the American Revolution. We kind of serve the Mandeville, Madisonville area, and then Wharton serves the Covington, Folsom area. And we are sister chapters, and we work together all the time. So thank you for recognizing Wharton. That was much appreciated. I bring greetings on behalf of my chapter, many of whom are here today. We support veterans as often and as frequently as possible. Our members come from a variety of backgrounds and interests, but all share the common bond of having an ancestor who contributed to securing the independence of America. As we approach this 250th anniversary of that historic achievement, we are reminded of the courage, sacrifice, and vision that laid the foundation of our great nation. We are forever grateful for the bravery, dedication, and sacrifice of our nation's veterans. To each veteran here today, your courage reminds us that freedom is never free. Your service to our country continues to inspire generations to come, as we have witnessed by these lovely ladies that joined us today. As we reflect on your service, may we each commit ourselves to preserving the freedoms you've fought to protect and the values we all hold dear. We honor you here today and always. On behalf of the Pierre de Mandeville chapter of Daughters of the American Revolution, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your enduring love of our country. May God bless you and our great nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Appreciate that. On behalf of the Daughters of the American Revolution, I was also asked to mention, Bonnie, that I'm not sure about the Mandeville chapter, but the Covington Wharton chapter is going to be laying wreaths for wreaths across America. They will be laying wreaths at the cemetery. I think it's the old cemetery on December 13th. That's this coming Thursday. Oh, I'm sorry.
And
next month.
Yes, and we do the wreaths at the historic Mandeville Cemetery, as well as the Southeast Veterans Cemeteries in Slidell.
Okay, so Bonnie says the chapter at Mandeville lays wreaths at the National
National Cemetery,
National Cemetery in Slidell
and
and
the
at the
Mandeville Cemetery.
Mandeville Cemetery. So that on December 13th
Yes.
also. Okay. Next, we have a man who is, to me, how can I say it? I want to say really kind of the heart of veterans in St. Tammany Parish. So I'd like to invite Lane Carson to come up and speak for the St. Tammany Veterans Foundation.
On behalf of the St. Tammany Veterans Foundation, I certainly want to thank the Legion, the auxiliary, and all the veterans and their family members who came out today on this beautiful Veterans Day. Because without you guys, it probably wouldn't happen. So God bless you so much. Thank you for all your time and trouble and coming together, but it really makes Veterans Day because of the American Legion. I was glad to hear the DAR is going to the old courthouse in Covington, because you know it was really Mrs. J.C. Burns 100 years ago who came up with the idea to raise $3,000, $1,500 from the Covington area, $1,500 from the Slidell area, to build that beautiful World War I memorial honoring the 16 men who served and died in World War I. Of course, fast forward 100 years later, we got us a new courthouse. And the St. Tammany Veterans Foundation was created to be the vehicle by which this wonderful memorial that we're sitting at now was designed, fundraised, and ultimately built to be the new place for us to go to on Veterans Day and Memorial Day and all of our days that we honor our veterans. So it's kind of funny how 100 years ago she started out. Here we're continuing her legacy, and we continue to honor our veterans in every way that we can. Also, I wanted to mention that the foundation is supporting another memorial, and that, of course, is the Fallen Heroes Memorial at the Southeast Louisiana Veterans Cemetery. This is a picture of the St. Tammany. This is a picture of the Fallen Heroes Memorial at the Southeast Slidell Veterans Cemetery. We dedicated it last May of 24. And as you see, what we did, we had a beautiful walkway with bricks. We have gardens on each side and a 5-foot battlefield cross bronze statue honoring all the fallen heroes from the global war on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan. And on top of that memorial, we have the pictures of all 144 men and women who gave their lives in the global war on terror, so that we would never ever forget who they were. And Danny and Sharon, certainly Justin, is featured here. We will never forget him as we see those JM Forever bumper stickers in town. And Councilman, thank you all so much for honoring Justin on the banners on Boston Street I've seen. So this Fallen Heroes Memorial is special to many people in our audience today. And it represents not only the 144 who gave their lives, the 50,000 who were wounded, like Matt Cole, who came back and became a veteran service officer who processed claims for disability for all of our veterans in the area. On the statue, have a history about what it was all about and how those 19 terrorists took 2 planes, smashed into the World Trade Center, and killed 3,000 of our citizens, one of which was Mr. Wilson from Mandeville, who happened to be there that day. So we feel this Fallen Heroes Memorial will go a long way to always remembering these heroes, letting the young people especially know what 9/11 was all about. And we hope you will continue to support us with that. you finish up, take a walk through this beautiful walkway, and you'll see 1,300 bricks honoring veterans and their loved ones and plaques. And we have the same thing going on at the cemetery in Slidell. So we have forms for that. We hope you would sponsor a brick, sponsor a plaque, and we too, like the DAR, are urging people to get wreaths on our veterans' grave sites at the Southeast Louisiana Veterans Cemetery. There are 3,000 buried veterans there, more there at that cemetery than all the other 4 combined. So they need help. They desperately need help. So they're only $17 a wreath. You can honor a loved one by filling out that form. The deadline is coming rapidly, November the 28th, to get them all together, to order the wreaths from up in New England and get them down here in time for December the 13th. You have to get it in the next couple of weeks. So I urge you to get a brochure, get a Wreaths Across America form, fill one out, go back to your work or school or church and sponsor 1 or 2 of these good wreaths, because we don't want any of those veterans' graves to not have a Christmas wreath. So with that, Commander, thanks again all the vets for coming out. Thanks again for all your service, the families for all your support. And certainly the good Lord has blessed our wonderful country. And thanks a lot, so much for that is due to these veterans and their family members over the years. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Lane.